Another year of uncertainty is causing the EU to once again question its own economic rulebook. The war in Ukraine means Brussels wants to suspend the rules that limit member state spending for another year until the end of 2023. The so-called Stability and Growth Pact, which governs public debt and deficits, has been suspended since the start of the pandemic, allowing governments more wriggle room to fight the economic fallout of COVID-19. The EU's Economy Commissioner Paolo Gentiloni tells Euronews that despite the further suspension, the situation this time round is different.
We don't want to give the message that we are in the exact same situation when we were reacting to the pandemic. At that time, reaction was inevitably a universal reaction, supporting everyone, every sector. We were in a disaster. Now we use the general escape clause also to make easier the transition from this universal support moment to a moment of more targeted and prudent support.
At the same time, the Eurozone faces a double whammy of economic shocks from the war in Ukraine to a surge in food and energy prices exacerbated by the conflict. This is alongside a supply chain shock from China's zero-COVID policy. Could this lead to a recession? Paolo Gentiloni says not yet, but the risks remain high.
If energy prices will continue to increase, if we will have, apart from the prices, also problems of supply of energy, the risk to go in negative territory could materialize. It is not yet there, and the best way to avoid this is, especially for high-debt countries, to use the resources, the common resources of next generation EU. This is how also high-debt country can have an expansionary fiscal policies in these difficult times.
The plan to prolong the suspension of the bloc's spending rules comes as expectations that inflationary pressures will lead the European Central Bank to raise interest rates, increasing concerns about rising borrowing costs for indebted countries.